So hello, yep, back on Jim's MyPCOpenbox spin. Now then, there's a couple of things. I noticed that Dave over at Linux and Projects was having problems with his tint and he couldn't get back this default one. I left a comment underneath pretty much going through what I think he had done. Now then, it was down here on it. He kept clicking on Tint 2, which basically relaunches Tint. So what he was getting was another instance over the top of the original one there, and he couldn't find the original one anymore in Panel Manager. Now what I did was I saved Temp Tint 2 because Jim's Tint 2 is not the fully configured one that you get out of the box. Now I did make a comment that I believed it might still be somewhere in a directory. Now I've gone to the directory here and I'm not sure so this is where in your home folder under .config tint 2, it may well be one of these backups, because as you can see here, you've got temp tint 2 here, which is the one that I saved the default as. You've got Jim's tint 2, which is the one before he added all the shortcuts, and which had the system tray down at the bottom. And yeah, Tint 2RC. Now Tint 2RC is the one that you make as default, so it copies what you have configured it as and makes that the default. So I'm thinking that maybe one of these backup folders, backup documents, is the original Tint. So we'll have a look. Of course, if you right click, yeah, let's open it in Genie. Yeah, so this is one of the old tints. You could try setting these as tints. Yeah. So you might want to have a look at one of those if you want to restore the original one, if you hadn't already saved it like I did. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my home folder because there's something else I want to do. Let's turn off Show Hidden again. Now Ali told me about this volume control here. You need to select the correct source because apparently it defaults to a different audio source to get its information about whether you're muted or not. It's working, obviously, because I tested that out. I could record and I could play back, so the volume control itself was working fine. It's just the icon wasn't right. So let's go to Preferences, and you see here, I believe he said you could change, you need to select the channel device. Wow, which one am I using? Oh, set it to default and it's fine now. Yeah, and mouse scrolling works. Okay, so I guess because it wasn't set to anything. Okay, so that's cool. Yeah. Maybe a different setting for you, I don't know. But for me, Preferences, you right click it, Preferences, Device, Default and Channel Master, and you're good to go. That's your icon sorted out. Alright, just a little quick update. I think I'm going to keep this on. There is now a third build of this, which irons out the rough edges that I guess I've already ironed out on this install. So, but if you want to try it, get the version 3 for sure. That went up literally a few hours ago from the point of me recording this video, which is November the 1st at 8:35 AM GMT. Okay, so that's that. So far this has been a nice little install. I think I'm probably going to keep it on here. I know I say that a lot, but I do like it. I like that it's not systemd. I like that it's PCLOS, because I like PCLOS. It's a nice little system, although it does seem on every install you try there are a few little wrinkles and crinkles that you need to iron out, but once you've got them ironed out, it's absolutely gorgeous. And of course you don't have systemd. As far as my view on systemd goes, I think it's a battle that's largely been lost already by the community. Systemd's around, it's been around for 8 years now, at least 8 years, and yeah, I think it's here to stay. So I think it's largely pointless fighting it, but while there are distributions without it, I will favour those anyway, because I've historically had problems with systemd, with slow boot ups, slow shutdowns, stop jobs. This has only really been, I should say, on Ubuntu based installs, unfortunately. But yeah, I'd quite often have a minute and a half extra waiting time starting up or shutting down on various pieces of my hardware because of systemd not doing its job correctly on that hardware. Not everyone reports it, everyone's mileage is different using it. If you have no problems with it, I'd have no problems with it, but I've had problems with it. It's not an ethical thing, it's just a practical thing. My main machine, which is running Debian 10, is running with systemd, and I don't have any problems with it, so I'm quite happy with that. But yeah, so systemd, eh? Yeah, so that's my stance on systemd. I try not to use it because it doesn't always work nicely for me, but when it does, I don't care, quite honestly. Alright, Jim's MyPCOpenbox build. Still the original install. Liking it a lot. Jim, I think I might make this a keeper. Thanks Jim, and thanks to you guys for watching. Catch you in the next one. Bye bye.